I was thinking about making a video for a while about like lying and like lying to oneself, I guess. But as I thought about it more and like talked it out a little bit, kind of wanted to discuss like the self-aggrandizing nature that happens, especially online. When it comes to online attention, some people get a shit ton of it, and some people don't get a whole lot of it. But there is a constant that I see going on, and it's something that can really bum people out, I think. There's this kind of attitude that people seem to cop online where if they just say something about themselves, and that automatically means it's true. They can tell you up and down, I'm a good person and I speak only for positivity and I only say positive things. But their actions is something that proves completely opposite of that. I personally think if you have to tell people over and over again how awesome a person you are or how good a person you are and how you do all these things and what exactly you're promoting constantly whenever somebody questions you about it, then maybe it's time to take just a small step back and take a look at yourself and ask yourself, why do you feel the need to prove to people the opposite of what they're saying? I get that for some people it's a very difficult thing to even believe that the course of action your life has taken is completely incorrect or like not something that is going to help you in the long run. I get that it's not an easy thing to self-reflect, and it's something that I try to promote. I really do try to talk about self-reflection, and I do it for myself. I know I do, but like I just don't feel the need to tell the entire internet every single time I do, unless you follow my Twitter, where it is just a mishmash of emojis and like being a dick for no reason. It's very, very easy to cultivate a sort of internet personality for oneself, because me just sitting here in front of a camera, I know I'm on camera and I want to say really nice things, but like when I'm off camera, I've said like things that fall the fuck out of my mouth and I go, wait a minute, that was really dumb, I didn't mean that. But like, yeah, I said it, so obviously I do. I'm a firm believer in, what you say is what you mean. And even if you say it, on some level, you do believe it. It may not be what you fully believe, and you may be just telling people what they want to hear sometimes. Hello? Sure, I'm only recording a YouTube video right now, but yeah, let's talk about it.
Are you already part of our online YouTube creator community?
I don't think so. I don't think I'm what YouTube is looking for, but it's all good. I don't fucking remember what I was talking about, but either way. The way that I look at things, I always and constantly am flipping a coin and looking at both sides. I'm always looking at both sides of every issue, and I can't not just put my focus onto one thing, because once I've made an idea for myself, I go, yeah, but what about this? And I'm always looking at the other side of things. So what I was thinking was, I was gonna say, actions speak louder than words. However, words are important, especially online. Especially if you write something out that you don't want everybody else to see, or something that you say and you aggrandize yourself and but then try to act all humble in subsequent, you just come off looking hypocritical and contradictory. The thing to take away from this, if you're gonna take away anything from this, is that, it's important to know what you're about and know at least some semblance of what you have going on in here and you have going on up here, to a point where, like, if someone were to call you out on your bullshit, then you just have to kind of take what they're saying, and maybe it's not the correct thing to do, or maybe it's maybe they're not correctly speaking about you, or maybe they misunderstand you, or maybe they have a complete point there. it's unfortunately our ego gets in the way of things, and sometimes we don't want to hear what another person thinks of us, and we don't, because people hold up mirrors to us a lot, and in the end, maybe it's also better to just kind of silently take things in instead of having to answer everybody back and prove that you're right all the time. Because we can't be right all the time. No one's right all the time. People people make mistakes a lot, and people, maybe don't always mean things, or they can't articulate enough what they actually want to say, and it just helps to be patient with some people. But for other people who have these kinds of patterns of, disrespecting everybody else except for themselves, like, not that I think we should be disrespecting ourselves, but there is a point where maybe sometimes you do have to take your own self down a peg and get off that high cloud of judgment that you reserve for everybody else except for yourself. I don't know what the point of me making these kinds of videos are. I don't know exactly what I'm aiming to do, but I just have thoughts and I'd like to share them with you. And I'd like you to share your thoughts with me and what you think, because that's what this is all about, YouTube in general. So I thank you guys for joining me, and thank you for listening. And if you haven't already, please join my Discord room. It's a really cool place to be. If you haven't already, please join me on Patreon for really fun things. If you'd like to just throw me some cash money for being so pretty, I have my PayPal donation in the description there. And I hope you can join me for my live streams, which is also in the description. I will be streaming pretty much all the time on YouTube until it's time to not do that anymore. So thank you for joining, and thank you for listening. And I hope you take care, bitches.
In my follow-up email.
Okay.
All right. By the way, I never asked you, do you prefer to be called Giovanna or Gina?
Gina's fine.
Gina, I love both names because they sound very Italian.
Very Italian, thank you.